Schools suck. I know, I've been there, I've done that. Adults will always tell you that schools are the best years, and they're kind of half right. It's like, adults always look at school kids' lives and think, oh, they've got nothing to worry about. When they do, that's wrong. Kids have their own problems just like adults do. The only thing dividing it is adults think their problems are bigger than kids' problems. Kids think their problems are bigger than adults' problems. The thing is, adults have these problems like they have to pay mortgages, taxes, go to work, sort out everything for the kids, if they have kids. You know, whereas kids have to focus on the GCSEs, the school, friends. Like losing best friends is some of the most stressful experiences that you can have as a child. It's just true. Adults see some of kids' problems to be small when they're not. Susie coming in wearing the same lipstick as you and you going up and punching Susie in the face isn't exactly the biggest problem, but to a kid it is. You know, it's all about perspective, and problems are there no matter what. Everybody's going to have problems, everybody's going to have issues, but nobody can tell somebody else that their problem is smaller than theirs, because problems are relative. It's all relative to the situation you're in and how you feel about it. Now, school is something that I always think is some of the best times of my life, because I don't have to worry about anything. When you're under 18, you don't have to worry about voting, you don't have to worry about getting a job to sustain yourself. You don't have to worry about looking for a place to live. I've just handed in my last piece of work for my first year at university. But I'm not going to say that's more important than a 16-year-old child sat in a big hall doing a GCSEs. It's just wrong for me to say it like that. Now the problem with schools is sometimes they don't teach you everything you need to know. They teach you everything you need to know to go into professions that you might want to go in. But I'm 20. I still don't know how the hell to get a mortgage. I don't know how to sort out taxes. I've not got a clue because I never got taught it from school. I suppose I could always ask my parents, but you know, school don't do that. Whereas, for example, in my school, there was always a day in most years that you'd have the whole day off of lessons, but you'd have sexual education talks and such. I know how to put a condom on the banana before I know how to pay a mortgage. I know this isn't a banana. I thought I had one left and I didn't, so I used an orange. See, the thing is, schools go and do these big days or big lessons about sexual education and other subjects, life skills, people skills, everything like that. But they don't really take a day out to say, this is what happens after all of this, because I don't know if they expect you to know it or whether it just comes, I mean, I don't know, I could be wrong, it could come with age. Eventually I could just say, I want a house, and have to Google it and things like that. Or have to go in and talk to my bank and say, how do I go about getting a house? I've got friends who are looking into saving up to get the first houses and stuff. And I wouldn't know even where to start with that. I don't know if it's just me, I don't know if that makes me ignorant or what. But kids are never taught that. Why can't they just give you one lesson on it? Sometime when you're a bit older where you'll start to remember it and then you'll click back and think, oh yeah, that's kind of how I go about it-ish. That's all it needs. Speaking of adult problems compared to child problems, and I'm not saying that they're any different, I'm just analysing the two. Kids don't have to worry about who's running our country. As you may know, it's election day tomorrow in the UK. So that means that we could be picking a whole new party to be running our entire country. I don't know anything about politics. Everyone keeps asking me, hey Liam, who are you going to vote? Honestly, I have no clue where to start. When I read about a party and their policies, all I hear is, we're going to do this, but then they actually don't. That's all I've been told about politics, that politicians lie. That's just how I've been brought up. But kids, they don't have to worry about that. Kids don't have to worry about who's running our country just because they're not allowed to vote. Whereas I'm now 20, and I don't know anything about politics and who's running my country. I know some people do, but I don't think that's because of schools, that's because of parents, how they're being brought up. Whereas my family aren't exactly politics driven, if that's really how you'd say it. The thing is, it matters more when you're older about who runs the country because that's when it directly affects you. And I know this sounds selfish, but When politics directly affects me, that's when I want to get involved. However, I don't know the first place about getting involved. And a lot of kids wouldn't know about how to get involved. But this is adult problems now. This is where the adults have their issues of, right, who's going to be running our country? This is important to me, this affects my family, this affects my kids. My vote could affect everybody in my family. So adults will always tell you that school years are the best. And I agree. However, adult years aren't exactly easy either. It's just a case of you at the time. You at the time are always going to think that your problems are huge, and I'm not going to say they are. If you're wondering where this video is going, this is my conclusion. Life's a bitch, both as a kid and as an adult. When people say that school is better, or being an adult is better, both just different times in life with different things to worry about. So I might as well make the best of everything. Kids, good luck with your GCSEs, and I hope you have a bright future ahead of you. Adults, hope you carry on doing right by your kids, and I hope you carry on doing the best you can and just trying to do what you love and look after the people that you love.